Right, so over the last few weeks, I've been using the flagship Samsung S23 Ultra as my main Android smartphone of choice. But Honor challenged me to switch to their budget option, the Magic 5 Lite, and do a kind of day in the life challenge. Can this budget option really live up to the stresses and strains of my daily existence like a flagship could? Can the whopping 5100 mAh battery live up to its DxOMark #1 battery performance ranking? How does the camera hold up? And will I miss using a flagship phone? Firstly, I had to unbox the thing. The phone, manuals, and a charging cable. I thought for the size you might get a charger included, but sadly, alas, not to be. But I charged the phone up overnight and fast forward to the following morning. Right, so the time is just after 8 o'clock. I've just taken the phone off charge. It is at 100%. Just open the curtains. Bit too bright. There's Bonnie. I'm absolutely shattered. Time for a coffee. Look at that mug. So the first thing I noticed was, for a budget device, this looks and feels, well, not at all. Honor are doing an absolute madness when it comes to delivering more than the price tag would suggest. I've got the emerald green colour here, and although I can't tell whether it's plastic or a thin glass, this frosted finish does look really nice. Not quite perhaps the premium weight of a £1,000 flagship though. Right, so a quick update. It's 9:47 and the battery's still 100%. What is this sorcery? I also like the camera array as far as ring formations go. It's really quite subtle. But how good is this actual camera? Not bad at all. Now, I did experience some shutter lag when it comes to taking photos compared to a £1,000 plus flagship phone, and certainly the total options aren't quite as sophisticated, with no optical zoom, only 8x digital zoom, a 2-megapixel macro lens, and a 5-megapixel ultra wide. But the main 64-megapixel sensor can take some really impressive shots. I just think you have to kind of manage your expectations for the price range. I think if you're someone who just wants an affordable phone that isn't too fussed with all the camera bells and whistles and just wants to take nice pictures of scenery, landscapes, family gatherings, pets, etc., then it should be absolutely fine. But two areas I feel the Honor Magic 5 Lite doesn't compromise on is the display and battery. So here I am doing a bit of editing for the bucket loads of upcoming MWC content. Subscribe so you don't miss any of that. But the time is 10 to 12 and the battery is 94%. What is happening? Crazy. But I wanted to touch on display next because, again, for the price bracket, it's absolutely stunning. 120Hz 6.67-inch OLED curved panel, and if you told me that this phone costed 3 times what it actually does, based on that display, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. Tiny bezels, tiny 16-megapixel front camera cutout, 300Hz touch sampling rate, great for those gamers out there, 1920Hz PWM dimming, great for your eyes. It's just a really impressive display for the money. If I'm being ultra picky, it could be Quad HD and not Full HD. It could be a little bit brighter, maybe over 1000 nits peak brightness instead of the 800 we have here, and the fingerprint scanner could be a tad snappier. But none of these are necessarily bad, they're just not incredible. Minor compromises, as is the software. On its own, I really like Magic OS. Lots of customization, very slick and fluid, but it is only Android 12 here with Magic UI 6.1 skin over the top instead of Android 13 and Magic UI 7.1, which is on their flagship. It's possible there will be an update to that software. I just don't know for sure currently right now. Right, so the time is now 4:05. Don't know whether you can see that there. In the afternoon. I'm having a little break from work. Stop talking, I wasn't speaking to you. And the battery on the Magic 5 Lite is currently 84%. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What? Just going to watch a little bit of TV, catch up on Sky Sports News. And this phone has an IR blaster as well, if you wanted to control your TV. And that is Paw Patrol, in case you're wondering. It's a good plaster. Now it was time for a bit of extracurricular activities. As you can see, with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 chip inside, you're absolutely fine to partake in a spot of gaming. But to be clear, for those big, heavy system zapping titles, they may chug a little and you may have to drop some of the settings down, etc. But most games, most mobile games anyway, are more than fine on a lot of different handsets, and the Magic 5 Lite is no different. I also probably wouldn't do any major video editing on here, but for the day-to-day, 95% of what we use smartphones for, texting, checking the sheer number of likes and follows on social media, or lack thereof, it's absolutely been completely fine. And in fact, it's been really nice to use again, especially with that beautiful display. And it's just scrolled on to that. What on earth is happening with my football club right now? Bad times. And here we are towards the end of the day. I just had a short time to listen to a little bit of music. Right, so dinner's done. The kids are in bed. Now it's time to test out the low light performance of this camera. And the battery is still 76%. I'm lost for words. And the time is 11:05. I'm calling it for the night. 71% battery. That's ridiculous. It's absolutely incredible, and even a £1,000 plus flagship often can't deliver that. This is $329.99, and the all-round phone more than holds its own in a lot of the key areas as well. Oh, and just jumping in again quickly here, if you use the code on the screen right now, you get a further £30 off that fee using the link in the video description below. For sure, there are elements that I have missed from a premium flagship phone, parts of the camera, parts of the performance, but on the whole, could I use the HONOR Magic5 Lite for the majority of my daily tasks? Absolutely. I've said it before and I'll say it again, you don't have to spend £1,000+ to get a really competitive smartphone these days. All the information for the HONOR Magic5 Lite will be left in the video description below. Like the video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to see more content like this. Check out these videos here. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to put yet, for more content that I think you might enjoy. My name's Adam, you've been the best as always. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. It says ASBYT, peace out, and look at that plaster. Paw Patrol. To the look at.